Maria has raised her hand.
Jai Ma, Acharya Shunya ji. I'm definitely not yet at the point where there's no curdling. However, I have found myself, I might go through a little bit of that curdling, but then I'm able to witness that and start to think in terms of Ishvara has put this situation in my life for my growth, for my evolution in this earth classroom, and this person that I'm experiencing a challenge with is also a manifestation of that same Ishvara. So, how can I be this upset toward them? And if I'm wanting to act in a, and so first that understanding of that of being that same having that same Ishvara within and without, that does lead to that softness and the compassion, and they're acting from a certain background, a certain point in their own journey, and then there comes in this, you'd spoken prior about the verse from the Gita that talks about Karma Yoga as well, bringing that piece in. And if I'm going to be acting in such a way as to offer that action to Ishvara, how would I be acting? And so that does lead to a softening and a gentler and a kinder set of words that are coming from a place of, I heard you once say of you're not doing it for love, you're doing it from love, and the again, kind of going back to what you were saying earlier today, even with the review about that surrender to the divine will, to the divine orchestration, that what I need to say, the other person may not like to hear it, and it might, the relationship, I don't know what might happen, but that isn't within my purview. That's up to Ishvara, and I need to, as the verse in the Gita says, the other shloka, I need to focus on the journey, on my actions, and not on the fruits. So definitely a work in progress, but I am finding the more that I am uh, having remembrance of this from hearing it again and again, the more quickly it's coming up and the more frequently. So I do feel like I am making progress on the journey.
Music to my ears. Beautiful. It begins like this. It begins like this. Like I said, we are in two planes at the same time, the human and the soul plane. So the human part of us, if somebody pushes a pin in our skin, we're bound to say, ouch, right? We can't behave like bhakti zombies, right? Not feeling anything. That would be false. That would be hypocrisy. So we feel the pain. Part of feeling the pain is part of being karmically honest. That difficult karma is also part of our curriculum. Wow. Yeah. As a spiritual teacher, I am aware that my work brings light in so many homes. And yet I have some toxic relatives hundreds of miles away. And when I say toxic relatives, I'm using like a slang that Americans use, but actually I have some unconscious people who happen to be family members, whose bodies and minds are related, whose bodies are related to my body in this lifetime, but whose minds are unconscious and whose Atma is suffocating, and they are also suffering deep inside them. And so they're behaving in really toxic ways, and I'm sure they're suffocating in their own toxicity, and some of it is seeping out. Okay, so this is the reality. Nobody is really good or bad, it's just they're unconscious at this point. And down the road, they might not be unconscious, so they will change over some other lifetime. But it must be my karmic reality that they still happen to be in my orbit. And it is our collective karmic situation that we happen to be on such an unconscious planet. So it's sobering to improve our karma, to think good thoughts, to take the right action. You don't want to take weak action or foolish action. So it takes a little pausing to think what is the right action. And like you said, some curdling is still happening. It's totally normal, but gradually, you realize when these things happen, you realize, oh, the divine order is discombobulating on me, is distorting on me. It is disturbing me now. It is sending these disturbing vibrations. They're in my orbit. They're in my house. They're in my bedroom. They're in my mind. And I need to chant Om and soothe this. And I need to be peaceful, a peaceful warrior. And then I need to pray to the divine order. This is where you come into Upasana. Oh, I see. I see. There's something for me to see. Let me see it. What is my action here? Should I run away from the action like Arjuna wanted to? Should I stay and hold my own? But how can I do it with the remembrance that all of this is you, Ishvara? This is the key here for us to work at. So it's not easy. You're doing a good job. And like I said, it's music to my ears. The effort you're putting in, well done.
Thank you so much.
Acharya Shunya, some more raised hands are here. We have Carissa, then Deborah, then Aslam. Carissa, can you unmute yourself?
Hello, Acharya Shunya, and hello everyone. Um, First, I want to express my gratitude. I'm rather new to this satsanga. Um, Still, I'm not far from um, applying them in my life. And I really feel the impact. What I want to share now is a question that I have, and I would like to hear your exposition on this, Shunyaji. A few sessions ago, you taught us about the characteristics of a bhakta through the verse 16 of chapter 12 of Bhagavad Gita. When I was contemplating on them, I recognized in myself that I cannot see the difference between Udasina being carefree and Gadavyata being untroubled. As you have always taught us that the Lord never uses words in vain, so I thought that there must be a difference between these and we must strive to making them a part of our character, maybe. So I would like to see how am I going to see the difference between these and
So
nurturing them in myself.
between anapeksha and udasina, you want the difference, right?
I have written Gadavyata and Udasina, but I don't know Sanskrit, so.
Let me give you the verse again, right? So it's anapeksha, shuchir daksha, udasino, gata vyathaha. Okay? So what does this line mean? I'll give you one by one the meaning, okay? Anapeksha, Anapeksha, anapeksha. Okay. Anapeksha means indifferent, and in this case to worldly gains. Indifferent to worldly gains. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. The next words are Shuchir, Shuchir, Suchir, Daksha, Daksha, Daksha. Okay? Shuchir means, from Shuchi, it means pure. Daksha means skillful. Okay? Udasina means, in this case, without care, indifferent. And the next word in the first line is Gata, Gata, Vyatha. Vyatha, Gata Vyatha, which in this case means untroubled. Untroubled. Okay? So let's look at these again. The first word, anapeksha, means when we grow up and we are only go to school, our parents are worried about our kindergarten, school, then high school, then some degree, then some profession. How much will you earn? How much will you earn? How much will you earn? We are always planning for money. While we should plan for money, we should plan for rainy day, and I'm not throwing out all that wisdom. But at the end of the day, when you go to bed, your life should not be simply a calculation of debit and credit. Your major choices in life, such as your profession, such as how you teach, such as who you marry, such as who are your friends, should not be based on wealth, because then you will miss the important turns and direction in your life. Devotees, bhaktas, should be rich in the love of divine and in the love that flows through them. In this love, there needs to be time for some other activities like kirtan, altar, coming to satsang, offering seva to your guru. These things are also important for our journey. So some delusion that a bhakta wakes up is that somehow I will run around or run in circles faster and faster, and I will get wealthier because I'm going to share with you a best kept secret in samsara. The net amount of wealth and pleasure, artha and kama, are already fixed. So no matter how hard you try, you cannot make it happen. And the more quickly you realize that, you move into dharma moksha, the other two goals, which you can go on increasing. So as a result, if $1 million is meant to come to you, it will come to you somehow. If it is not meant to come to you, it will not. So why should we go and do a job? We should go and do a job to keep our minds creatively busy and contribute to society and offer karma yoga. Not because I have to earn that $1 million, I have to earn it, I should leave this job, I should do that, I'll work, I'll burn at midnight. Don't be crazy. Don't break your health. Don't break your back. Because even if you earn $1 million, tomorrow somebody can sue you, or your physical health will be destroyed and you will spend all that money. So the net amount of wealth you can have, it's a delusion by the human ego that I can make it happen. And that is how the whole industry of this world runs. But we are indifferent to worldly gains. We don't work for worldly gain. We work for spiritual gain. That is the first word in the Bhakta characteristics. The other is externally and internally pure. by directing our minds constantly to that universal divine presence, which is dwelling within us as self, which is in nature and in whatever version of residence we imagine, then we try to we keep our homes clean, our altars pure, and we keep our minds pure. It's very important not to constantly think dark thoughts, resentful thoughts. If you've got in that loop, flush them out of your mind. Throw the pouring water of Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya on them and clean it up. You want to be pure. You want to burst those thoughts and remove them because they will pull you down into the cesspool of Maya. Then it's an interesting word, daksha. Daksha here means skillful, and Lord Krishna gave us that word because he didn't want his bhaktas to be lazy, just sitting around saying Narayan, Narayan, just sitting there and saying Om, Om, Om. It's not like that, just, oh, God will take care of me. No. Whatever you do, whether you're washing the dishes, whether you're teaching satsang or being part of it and listening, do it skillfully. Why? Because Ishvara manages this whole universe skillfully. Non-action in the same verse, chapter 2, verse 47, where he says that karmanyavadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, when he says that you have the right to your results and you do not have right to your results, only to your efforts. In the same verse, he says non-action is not an option. And whatever we do, whether we are typing for our boss, whether we are doing accounts for someone, whether we are mowing the lawn, if we do it with skillfulness, what happens? Our mind becomes focused. It's less distracted. We give it care and attention, and we will bring the same mind to our yogic journey. If we are distracted, careless, indifferent, cutting corners, not tidy in our home, do you really think that mind can continue to study and be in satsang and benefit? Their life would be all over the place and they would be procrastinating. So skillful is almost like a way to say, keep your mind focused, alert, and, be clear, be skillful in whatever you do, because then you bring that skill into your puja. If you look at my puja right now, the lamp is burning, fresh flowers are there, everything is organized, and then that same organization comes into my teaching and my worship, for example, or my mothering my dog or whatever, those things. So that is why we are then without cares. Why? Because we have now given the boat paddle, right? Boat paddle we have given to Ishvara. We have given to Ishvara. Like I have given the paddle of my Vedic studies circle to Ishvara. Okay. Whatever you want, I will do. You show me the way. You show me if I can do this. You show me the resources to do it. If you don't show it, I will do this. If you don't do this, I will do this, but I will never forget you. So it is not like too many preferences. So then what happens is, in lack or abundance, in help or non-cooperation, you are always with Ishvara, and so now you are without care. You have a friend. You have a companion, right? That's what it is.